Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Matt Nelson. I'm the program coordinator for the SSSJ program. And if you're listening to this is part of a conversation I'm having with two SSSJ students who just finished a semester. So this podcast is meant to hopefully, if you're interested in being a part of the program, learn some things about it and what we do here. And if you want to be a part of it, to hopefully make you interested in learning more. I'll turn it over to our guests our students have very generously agreed to participate in an interview as part of their final reflection for the semester. And Alev, I'll start with you if that's okay.
Sure. Hi. Good morning. My name is Alev Hatay. I'm an academic HR analyst at Math Department. I have been with campus 16 years now, and I'm very happy that participate in the class, and I learned a lot. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And then next up is Lakshmi.
Hi everyone, my name is Lakshmi. I am a human resources business partner in the Best region. I joined Berkeley recently. I just made my year mark with the university. I am very excited and enthusiastic about the SSSJ program. It's a great opportunity to be able to network with your colleagues and just to talk about topics that are real and just to give your opinion and hear out other individuals' experiences and be able to relate and come to common ground. And it's a way to understand culture and various viewpoints of life, even outside of the university and life overall. So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. If you wouldn't mind, I'm going to ask you what sort of got you interested in the SSSJ program? How did you hear about it?
Well, I'm in math department. Then around pandemic, I think around the COVID, when we started working from home, we wanted like more connection among the staff. Then also all the things happening, John, Floyd and events, Black Lives events and stuff. We made a committee, which is the DEIBA committee. Then I am still a member of that committee, and this committee is like only staff and in that department. We have been looking into all kinds of resources, and most of the participants is like taking some courses in campus and sharing the information. I believe I was kind of looking into I was very into like diversity and inclusion issues. Then I was looking into like website, what else I can do, what resources, there's courses I can take. And I found this course, Social Justice, SSJ. Then I'm like, oh, this sounds like a cool class, actually program. It's like there were like four courses. Then I start taking one this semester, which is ethnic studies. I am definitely liking a lot. I learned a lot. This course is with the students as well. That it's also like a different view for me, like hearing from students their view of like all those issues and things happening in campus and the world and in Berkeley. Yeah, then that's how I heard about the program, and I'm very happy being in the program, and I will hoping to continue taking the whole four and graduate from this program if that is something we can do. Yeah.
So what brings me to the Students of Social Justice program? I did a lot of research on the program. I got a Cal message about it, and I immediately looked it up and searched what all the four classes were about and which one intrigued me more. And I was interested in it just due to my background with the field of work that I do, working with the various clients of various backgrounds, education, and just everyone's viewpoints and opinions and their strengths and weaknesses. And it helps me personally and professionally just to be able to relate and to understand individuals in general, my clients and just my family members, my friends, my relationships. The program was intriguing to me, especially considering the pandemic and just how society has been continuously evolving. We're continuously talking about things that we've been bottling up a lot in regards to racism, political views, health, and just finances, and how there's so many systemic issues that haven't been talked about. in society a lot. So I felt that this program is such an interesting, safe space to talk about a lot of these issues that are revolving in society. So that's what brought me to this program.
Thank you. As context, if you're listening, students in this course take two courses really. One audited course with undergraduate students and another course. I'd love to hear from you both. What sort of previous DEI experiences you might have had, and how did this program be similar or different in your experience?
Well, that topic in general, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's such a hot topic right now. In my experience within the past couple of years, it's publicized more and it's openly talked about more, it's encouraged more. Whereas about 5 or 10 years ago, we never talked about diversity, equity, and inclusion. It was just bottled a lot, and it was never common to be able to speak up and give your opinion or speak about your culture and your differences and how you can relate to things and to find common grounds to see how you can relate to something with your peers or to respect their even viewpoint. So I'm glad this program came about to assist in fostering this with the university initiatives as well.
Yes, I definitely echo Latimi as well. Then diversity and equity and inclusion, I feels like for me as well, like obviously it has been an issue like all this time. I have been in campus such a long time, but then it just like I feel like we're just talking this last 3 years or so, and I was like always like when I first came to Berkeley, obviously I'm not from this country. I came for grad school and stayed. And obviously the reason I stayed, I have more opportunity in US. I can make better education for myself, better job, better this and that. But, when I first started UC Berkeley, I was like, I love this place. It's like so diverse. Everybody's so welcoming me. And I feel really good here. Also interacting with very diverse group all times. It's something I really like. I'm also coming from a different country. I think that also contributes it, but I always into learning different cultures, different languages. With these courses, I realized that I have a lot that I didn't know, and especially the issues, all the issues coming with the American history. It's just very much eye-opening for me to learn all these in depth, because I think I didn't have background much about politics and history of US. I mean, I knew some obviously before I came, but also perspective of different countries is different of US, and you live in this country. I think that's also a big factor. Yeah.
Thank you. If you wouldn't mind, we'll start with Lashmi this time. If you wouldn't mind telling us about what course you audited, and then your classroom experience as well, and what did you get out of that experience auditing that course with undergraduate students?
I audited the course called Love, Study, and Struggle, an integration of material anti-racism and carciality. It was taught by David Maldonado. It was a rather interesting class for me just because a lot of the class focused on the current circumstances that are revolving and unveiling in society right now. For example, with the George Floyd incident that happened, with systemic racism, with capitalism, and it just highlighted things and connections and viewpoints that I never thought were intertwined. For example, I learned that capitalism, in order to end capitalism, you have to end racism. And that's a really interesting, bold subject that I never knew was intertwined. So that was really interesting to me. And just David, as the instructor that led this course, he was very realistic with his viewpoints, and the fact that he was able to provide real life experiences and introduce us to various individuals to further incorporate on these topics was interesting as well, because it brought more of a real life scenario rather than just teaching from a textbook. So that's the class I audited.
Yeah, I took the ethnic studies, and our instructor is Maria Rodriguez. She was awesome. She is awesome. I love the course a lot because I learned it's like more like I learned about like, you know, American culture, American history, I should say. For example, I realized I didn't know anything about Native Americans. We have the whole chapter about them, and also like, you know, Asian Americans in this country, and then all the difficulties they had. You know, it's like because okay, we know the slavery, we know African Americans, how they struggle, what happened, kind of. But then it's like, it's not only, you know, that group, it's like so many other people affected, you know, through this. And the discussion course was with David Maldonado, and I really like his course too. We definitely learned different stuff, like, you know, racial capitalism and, you know, neoliberalism, that all the new terms that I didn't think about them much before. Then it was like really eye-opening for me to, like, you know, read about the articles. He provided us videos that we watched, and I learned a lot. And it's also like, it's true that he has a real Berkeley experience, and UC Berkeley experience as a student, and also living in Berkeley. It just makes it like real understanding for me. How is the, you know, real world happening around Berkeley and, you know, campus and all those lots of things that I didn't think about before I start thinking about them, you know. And it's like I really like a lot. I mean, learned a lot. Sometimes it's like I was like sad of reading everything, you know, happened, and how people viewing each other, very different perspectives. Yeah, I really enjoyed both of the courses. I learned a lot too.
Thank you. So this one, we might have like talked about this in a little bit in ways already, but I'd love to hear from you both. What, if anything, surprised you about your experience, or how has this changed, you know, your relationship with Berkeley and academics? You know, it's not often that we as staff members get to participate in the academic life of the institution. That's one of the things that made this program experience special to me when I was a participant. I'd love to hear for you what's that been like, and how is this impacting you as a staff member at the university?
Yeah, I think it definitely, you know, it educated me pretty good. Then, you know, I told my supervisor at the very beginning of taking these courses, and he says, I really want you like, you know, give a presentation to our DEIB committee at the end of this. I'm like, yes, I love that. And I'm like taking notes and keeping all my, you know, articles together and writing down my notes and everything that I will present. Couple things I really like, you know, during the discussion courses, like breakout rooms, we had always like a topic that, you know, discuss with the students in my original course. It was so like, you know, nice to hear from students and their perspective. And this group is like, oh, we had like 110 students. It's very diverse. You know, we have all kind of races that you know, maybe I didn't interact with, you know, as a staff. It was like even more broad, because as a staff, obviously I have a group that I interact, mostly faculty, which they might be just like certain race commonly. And our staff is more diverse, I think I must say, than interacting with those and hearing their points, their view is just very eye-opening for me. And I think I'm gonna take all those to my committee. And then the committee we have is also like, we're pretty diverse, and it's always different opinions and discussions come out of any topics. And I really like that you learn more. Yeah, one thing I realized during all this experience, for my view of campus and my life here, is very different than my coworkers' view of experience and life in campus too, at job wise, you know, life wise. It's so different, and that like make me all thinking more deeply.
Thank you.
Me working remote, that's one of the main reasons why I decided to take this program. So in regards to surprising about my experience, I got to build more communityship amongst the individuals in this group. And what was surprising to me was hearing that we all had similar experiences and circumstances, even though we have various backgrounds in regards to culture, race, religion, even with our job titles and our clients that we served in our various roles and just various departments that we worked in. I felt like at the end of the day, if it boiled down to it, we all experienced similar things, just in different ways. In regards to how this has changed my relationship to Berkeley and academics here, I think I got revalidation in a way of why Berkeley is historically known for its free speech movement. For me being new here to UC Berkeley, briefly being able to touch on that history that David was able to, dip into a little bit was interesting to me. And it also kind of gave me a reminder again to make sure the clients I deal with, regardless if it's helping with a simple task or a complicated task, to do better and to be a better individual as well. And in regards to academics here, all the knowledge that we shared and all the readings and everything, it kind of all intertwined here as to how we have historically been operating as a university, how there is still work to be done, and just how we need to remain open to discussing things that have been going on for ages that weren't necessarily right. So that's a little bit about my experience with this program here, in my opinions.
Awesome. Thank you. What would you share with someone? Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's another staff member that you're working with as a client that's interested in the SSSJ program. What would you tell them about it?
I would recommend it to all my coworkers, all my colleagues, even my clients to take this program just because it's nice to be a student again. I know we're staff taking this program, so it's nice to see things on the other side of the spectrum. In my role as HR, I actually assist staff, but however, it's nice to be a student again and hear the lectures and see what students are experiencing, their downfalls and how what tools they need and how they're interpreting things. We all have different interpretations of the topics that were covered in a lot of these courses. So it's nice to hear all the different viewpoints and see how something is interpreted, or hear even opposing thoughts, even opposing ideas, and just to have that safe space to be able to talk about it and to be able to reflect. So I definitely recommend this program to anyone that's new, or even to retake this program with a different course, definitely. And it's great for networking, and it's just great it goes back to reiterate Berkeley's values with academics and fostering innovation and just science, and going back to the free speech movement, just talking about what's going on in society. So I highly recommend take this program.
I definitely highly recommend this program too. I think it's a great opportunity to connect with all the other coworkers, hear their experiences, their view. It definitely broadens your perspective of things happening. It's either in campus, but outside of campus as well. Yeah, I love being student as well myself. Even like we have lots of readings to catch up, but my highlights were like the discussion sessions, I must say, because when you talk with other people, like you're like, oh yeah, okay, I have the similar experience, or I have the same issue, and then it's like you resolve that in your mind. I'm like, oh, because of that, then this is what happened, and also like help me to understand more the culture of the campus. Even I have been here a long time, I think it's changing nonstop. It has been changing a lot. Yeah, I will definitely recommend this to all my staff at Matt, even the faculty, I think. And I will definitely continue taking the rest of the 3 courses. Hopefully the time permits and workload and everything. Yeah, it's a great program.
We appreciate, of course, the feedback. Yeah, is there anything else that you think would be like really helpful for people to know about SSSJ before they got into it? Like, what's something that you'd say, make sure that you know about this piece as a staff member?
I think it's important to know that this platform, this safe space, is for you to be able to disconnect from your job. to be able to be a student again, to be able to think with like minds or unlike minds, to have an open discussion, to talk about life in general and society in general, our roles even outside of our staff positions. And it also gives you a reminder of the campus initiatives. We as a public university of how all the triumph that we still have to overcome as far as within the US, it's something I highly recommend that somebody does. It's at your pace. So I know it might come off as a lot of pressure, amongst somebody's workload, but this is Berkeley, the Berkeley way. So just have open communication and use it to your advantage. There's a lot of things that you can take away personally and professionally from this program. And it's what you do with the knowledge, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, 100% agree with you. Definitely it's very safe environment. We were able to discuss anything, we wanted and shared. It was always like great to hear different opinions, and then it kind of push you like think about different ways and see the world differently through your coworkers' eye. Like, yeah, there's such a great point because I didn't think about that. And also, like, I have never experienced that, but I hear your experience and it's very valuable to me. And I will look differently now, like so many aspects, thinking about people differently, the difficulties maybe people might have, or, it's very nice experience all over. Yeah, being a student is also a nice feeling, like, because you have been working all this time as a staff and then learning something new, and especially our faculty members they're very, very valuable people. I mean, faculty, I really enjoy my instructor as well in the course. She was awesome. Learned a lot too. I definitely love this program. Continue, and I recommend to all my coworkers.
Well, I want to say, Lakshmi and Alev, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. For you listening, it's been part of the students' final reflection this semester, and so we're very grateful for them for being vulnerable and being brave to be recorded in this way. So thank you so much, and thank you for listening. Please reach out to us if you have questions about the program. We're more than happy to answer them, and hope to see you in the classroom, as it were. And have a wonderful day, y'all.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye.
Bye-bye.